Hello guys, and welcome to this quick tutorial on how to make clothes for characters for game engines. So I've gotten this animation from mixermode.com. Just download the FBX and you can use your own animation or your own character anyhow you want. And I'm just going to drag it into Blender. Here we have the animation like this. So with DivineCut now, you can come over to the add-on and enable game mode if you're developing for a game engine. Can click over here and just unhide this. Assign the character, assign the, there's no cloth for now, you just select anything, assign the armature, and we have the tools here. So just put it in rest position, and we're going to start by making trousers. So click on trousers, click on new cloth, that's with the character selected, and we're just going to make joggers for this character. Really simple. So I can show you the workflow. Click generate trouser rig. You can set and scale the circles. This is the waist, this is the thigh, just position it nicely, and the knee, I think that's fine. And since we're going to cuff the ankles for joggers, just make it a bit tight over here, and that's fine. So enable cuff ankles, enable materials, and click generate trouser. So we have nice looking trousers here, like so. Because it's a game engine, we can't really allow so much distance over here between the groin and the thing here. So in edit mode or in sculpt mode, I'm just going to move this up a little bit till we get around here. Okay, so that kind of secures that area. When you press play, not to worry about this area, it will sort itself out. If you want to make the trousers more baggy, there are design tools here, but I don't want to get too much into design tools. I just want to show you the workflow for the game engines, but you can hold control to paint deflation so that it expands and you have more geometry. If you don't hold control and you just paint normally, that will make that area a bit tighter. So you can now press play and you'll see how it behaves. We now have more baggy trousers. If you want more smoothness, just enable the subdivision modifier here and you're good to go. So once you get to a frame where it looks satisfactory, like here, I think that's okay. Just come over here to your modifiers and press Ctrl A to apply each one from the top till you get to the cloth modifier and apply that one. When it's good to go, click on bind and you can now change back to pose position, and here we have the trousers animated like this, or rigged with your character, or should I say bound. So you can go back into rest position. We can now add accessories to this trouser. We have Divine accessories here, such as pockets. We can drag one pocket onto here, rotate it along Z, and when you add a Divine accessory, come under design and add and click on Divine accessory so that it does any function it's meant to do. Then click bind when it's okay, and when you go back into pose mode now, you can see it's bound as well. So we have a few more accessories like threads and zips. You can add a thread like this, click on Divine accessory, and you can now drag and extrude till you form you know, any shape you want. I'm not sure if I duplicate it won't work. You have to add a new one if you want to start a fresh thread curve, but I'm not going to do too much. I'm just trying to show you the process. Okay, let's just subdivide here, and when you're done, click on the thread itself and press bind, and when you change it back to pose mode, you can see it's bound. I'm going to quickly add a top to this character just so that we export everything. Create a new cloth for top, then position each vertex like so, the shoulder, the elbow, the wrist. Click on generate top rig, and we can now set how big you want the shoulder to be. The sleeve, I want it like a sweatshirt, so I want the wrist tight. You can set the neck circle like so, and how long you want the waist to be, or how long you want the bottom of the top to be. I think that is fine. I'm going to click on generate top, and you can see if it comes up inverted like this, just undo, press Ctrl Z to undo, and fiddle with the shoulder and bicep circle a little bit so that they point to each other a bit more, and click on generate top. So that's fine. Okay, if you want top to collide with the trousers here, just click on the trousers and click on toggle collision. If the collision modifier is below the solidify modifier, just drag it up above edge splits and it's good to go. Like so. You can see it's still clipping through, so you can increase the collision distance by selecting the trousers. Come to this setting here, thickness outer. I'm just going to change this to, let's say, 0.5, and you can see it corrects it. So the same process with the trouser, just simulate the top until you're satisfied. You can paint pinning like so. So if you don't want this part to simulate, you can just pin this area. So I'm just painting pinning here. When you press play, you can see that area is stiff. And we can inflate this area as well. Just click on inflate, hold control, and just lightly paint this area so it kind of expands, depending on how, the style of outfit that you want. So this area at the bottom, I'm just going to paint pinning because I don't want this area to expand. Just since it's for a game engine, at least we want one area to be stuck to the character. Click play, and you can see the cloth kind of balloons in a way. So you can see like much more detail. If you want even more simulation detail, you can come over to this subdivision modifier and increase the steps to 3. Go back to frame 1 and press play, and you'll see there's much more geometry. But for a game engine, I mean, you want to be economic with the topology. So I'm just going to reduce this back to 2, like so, and I think this is fine. Okay, you can increase the weight of the cloth in cloth settings over here. Change this to 0.5, and it will drop down a bit more, as you can see. And when you're okay with it, just come over here, the same process, apply all the modifiers till you get to the cloth, and now you can feel free to sculpt and adjust areas that need to be sculpted, like the armpit area. Since it's a rig, this is basically going to be bending, so we don't want this area to kind of clip onto the wrong geometry. So I'm just going to do that. I think that's fine. I'm going to move the sleeves up a little bit. And we can change this to random so that we can see where it's clipping through the character. Because in the game you'll see that very clearly since we have different materials for the outfits and the character. So just use sculpt mode and just drag out some areas like so. I think that's fine. Okay, we missed this area here. You can always add more geometry with this subdivision modifier here, which is cool. And yeah, when you're good to go, just click on bind, go back into pose mode, and there we have it. Our character rigged with clothes. Now to export this to a game engine, this is the thread that was used for the thread, so you can just get rid of that. To export this to a game engine, just click on the armature here, file, export, FBX to my desktop game engine. I'll just call it game engine. And we don't want the empty, we don't want camera, we don't want lamp, just an armature and meshes. For geometry, we can triangulate if you want. That's better performing, better performance for the game. Click on export, and it will take a moment, not too long actually, depending on the animation. And once it's done, over here I have my desktop, and you can see the game engine FBX. I have Unity open, so just drag your FBX into your project. Then we're going to create a new animation controller. Okay, and over here under this game engine we have the animation, which is layer 001 for me. Yours might not have all of these ones. Don't know if I can delete them. I can't. So layer the 001, click on edit. I want to loop the time so that it's loops. Yeah, so you can now drag this FBX into your scene like so. Give it an animator, and drag this animation controller here. Double click the animation controller, and we can now drag that animation from here into here. And now when we come back to our scene and press play, we have the animation, the clothes, everything, the threads, and all of that. So ideally you'd want to paint threads and, you know, jump into Substance Painter, but if, you know, you don't really mind the geometry, it's not too heavy anyway, but just ideally you'd want to texture things a bit more. So yeah, there we have it. That is the workflow using DivineCut to transfer from a game engine, or from Blender rather, to a game engine using DivineCut. There are many more tools in DivineCut. You can, you know, turn shirts into blazers, jackets, varsity jackets, much more design tools, puffer, zips, and everything. But this is just, you know, the workflow. You can check out other tutorials for more functions of DivineCut. But yeah, we now have game mode.